manners comes in, wow. Be selfless. Be willing to give of yourself to others. Jesus said, I came not to save that which were well, but those that were sick. Praise be to God. He came to save that was sick in the spirit. So be selfless. Give of yourself. As you give, God will give unto you. Praise be to God. And don't keep up with the Joneses. We already talked about that earlier. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to chase after every person and try to get everything they got and get yourself in debt and get yourself in trouble. I mean financially, all right? Don't try to do that because you'll put yourself in a hole and you can't get out. Just handle and be thankful for what God has blessed you with and given you. And as you be faithful over the few things He's given you, as you grow in faith and show yourself faithful, then He'll bless you with more. What is a gentleman? What is a gentleman? Well, a gentleman does not discuss his family affairs in public or with acquaintances. No, he doesn't. Keep your business within your house. Deal with your family, but also be polite to others and help others, all right? Does not speak more than casually about his girlfriend. Well, you ain't got to talk about your girlfriend. You know, keep certain personal things you don't have to share, all right? Do not go to a lady's house if he is affected by alcohol. Man, I'm not an alcohol drinker. I'm not a drug user. So certain things you shouldn't do, all right? Certain things you just should not do, all right? Do not hail a lady from a club window. That means don't holler at her. Women don't like that. That's very disrespectful. All right? Very disrespectful. A gentleman never discusses the merits or demerits of a lady. You see, just because she don't talk to you, then you're going to call her out of her name. A gentleman never does that. All right? A gentleman does not mention names exactly as he avoids the mention of what things cost. That don't matter. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to bring attention on ourselves and want people to see what we got, how much we paid for it. We as men, we're good for that. I paid such and such for that, man. To try to impress somebody. That's not impressive. All right? A gentleman does not lick the boots of those above nor kick the face of those below him on the social ladder. That means is respect others, no matter where they are on the ladder. If it's at work, you may be in a higher position. Don't look down at that person. Because in retrospect, we are all the same. Learn how to treat that person with respect. Because you never know, you may be back down. The same ladder that you went up, you may be coming down and past them as they're going up. All right, very important. A gentleman respects and reserves of others, but demands others respect those which are his. So what that means is respect others, and you get a respect in return. All right, and let's go through these last few things. 21 laws, gentlemen, traditions that still apply today. 21 laws, gentlemen, traditions that still apply today, and they should apply today. Chivalry is, in fact, dead when men no longer understand the meaning behind a chivalrous action. You hear what I just said? Chivalry is, in fact, dead when men no longer understand the meaning behind a chivalrous action. When actions no longer come from within, this we just talked about a little while ago, but are forced and expected, the inner gentleman dies, and so does chivalry. So very, very true. I'm going to read that again. Chivalry is in fact dead when men no longer understand the meaning behind a chivalrous action. When actions no longer come from within, but are forced and expected. When it's forced on them and expected, the inner gentleman which is in you, which is, we talked about the king, that gentleman will die, and so will chivalry. So that, and then when that happens, the manners goes out the window, the common courtesy goes out the window, the self-respect goes out the window, and decency goes out the window. Okay? Because what happens is, when we are not taught and trained, and we don't know that, and then we are forced or expected to do certain things, something that we don't even know about, then that person on the inside, that gentleman that's in there that has never been developed, it will die, and then the chivalrous acts that we should be doing as gentlemen, that dies as well. All right? And that's what has happened to manners, courtesy, self-respect, and decency, because it has died. And we talked about this on a broadcast a while back. All right? Let's go through a few of these. 21 laws, gentlemen, traditions that still apply today. He stands when she walks in a room. When a lady walks in a room, stand up and show respect. You should. So if you're not doing it, start practicing it. Give that woman respect for what she's doing and treat her like a queen she is. I ain't gonna say no more about that. He walks by her on the outside closest to the street. Why? Because that lets people know that she's not free, that she belongs to you, or she's with you. All right? Protecting that woman. What the scripture said, you are to lead, protect, and provide. All right? Number 3, he opens the door for her. I do this all the time. Be a gentleman at all times. Like I said, being a gentleman is a choice. It's a choice. He never criticizes a homemade meal. Appreciate what she's done for you. If she cooks you a meal, be appreciative. All right? He doesn't laugh out loud or LOL for the sake of attention. All right? I ain't going to say no more about that. He pulls out her chair. Start practicing. Y'all go out to a restaurant. I don't even know if you men take your girls out to nice restaurants. But pull a chair out as for common courtesy. All right? He sits after she sits. All right? And not sit at the table with a hat on your head. And if I was a woman, I wouldn't even sit at a table with a man with his hat on. He helps her put on and take off her coat. Common courtesy. He doesn't walk ahead of her. He walks beside her. All right? Got a few more here. He gives up his seat to her if there's only standing room only. If you go to a baseball game or someplace, a concert or whatever, let the woman have a seat. Give the woman a seat. And I know some men will do it, some men won't. He carries her bags if she needs assistance. Give her a hand. Even if she don't need it, show common courtesy. Show respect. Be polite. All right? He picks up the check. When you take out that woman, you invite her out to dinner. All right? Pick up a check. Now, she invites you out after the first date and says, I'll pay next time. Okay, if that's what she wants to do, but, you should be the gentleman and say, baby, I'll take care of it. Ain't no problem. But she insists, said, well, you can say, well, you can leave. If you want to leave the tip, you leave the tip, but I'll take care of the check. That's what you're supposed to do, gentlemen. All right? He holds an umbrella over her when it rains. Be courteous. Don't let her get wet. You ain't scared of no rain. It ain't gonna hurt you. But she is a beautiful woman. Treat her like the queen she is. All right? He gives her his jacket. All right? If it's cold outside, all right, give her your jacket. And she needs one, because usually men try to be proud and strong and bold. He ain't cold. Give a jacket to the woman then. All right? Very common. That's common courtesy. All right? He keeps her secrets. If she tells you something, keep your mouth shut and don't share it with anybody else. He walks her home or to safety and make sure that she gets home safely if you take her out. If you drive to the door, if you drive her home, get out of the car, open the door for her, walk her to her door, and make sure she gets in the house safely. All right? That's your job. He listens to her. He listens. Listen twice as much as you talk. Men, a woman wants to know that you're listening to her. All right? He's on time. I just talked about my pet peeve. I'm always on time. A gentleman should always be on time. Plan your day. Plan your day, gentlemen. He compliments her on everything. Maybe it could be her hair. It could be her nails. Maybe it's a new dress or the meal that she cooked for you, or she cleaned the house or did something special for you. Compliment her. She needs to hear those things, that she's appreciated. And we do need to hear the same thing, man. But it starts with us. Common courtesy, manners, decency. All right? He would never dream of hitting any woman. You shouldn't even think about it. Shouldn't even think about it. But we know some men out there that are abusers. You need to get your act together. All right? Because God will hold you accountable for that. All right? And then lastly, he asks her father for her hand in marriage if he wants to marry that young woman. Be respectful. Go to the mother, go to the father and say, sir, I would like to talk to you at your convenience. Bam, 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 bam. And show that respect. All right? That's it. Praise be to God. I hope that y'all got something out of this today, because I really have learned something about common courtesy, manner, self-respect, and decency, and where it has gone. It has gone because, why? Because once we forget, or we have not, and we just talked about this. I'm going to read that again because I think that was so very, very powerful. It says here, chivalry, or we're going to put chivalry, meaning that's basically chivalry is common courtesy and manners and decency. It says, in fact, dead is dead when men no longer understand, when they don't understand the meaning of a chivalrous act, of being polite, being courteous, being kind, Being decent. When you stop understanding that, that's when actions no longer come from within, but are forced and expected. People expect you to do it. And that's when the gentleman inside of you dies, and so does chivalry. Because when you stop understanding the meaning of a chivalrous act, that's when chivalry dies. Praise be to God. Good God from Zion. Wow. I hope that y'all enjoyed the broadcast today. We thank you so very much for tuning in. And we coming back next week for another Power Pack broadcast here on the Trauma Network for Men. We thank you. We ask you to continue to lift us up in prayers. Send out your comments. If you want to talk to us, give me a call, 919-482-5850. Check us out on our Facebook page. We're there every day. We're sending out encouraging messages for you. We also do a leadership page, a daily devotion that we send out to you to encourage you as leaders. We got all that stuff on there. Check us out on our Facebook. We got our YouTube channel, our Google Plus page. We also on Twitter as well. We doing our Thursday live call-in talk show. We got a lot of things going on, and you can be a part of this. We thank you so very much. We look forward to seeing you next time here on the Trauma Network for Men. And as we always say, it doesn't matter what happens to you. It's how you react that really matters. Finally, the secret is out. Even strong men struggle. Praise be to God. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you next time here on the Trauma Network for Men. Praise be to God. We love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.